Welcome to Russ the Coder's YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about how to post a list of items to a controller. So we're going to start out first with a simple view model. Our view model just contains a list of kids. Our kid is just a name and an age. Inside our controller, we're first just going to return two kids to display on the page. Inside our view here, we're just going to simply do a for loop over the model, over the kids, and for each one we're going to do an editor for the name and an editor for the age. Using this syntax here, it'll create the name attributes with indexes in them so it correctly. Now there's different ways to do this, but we're just going to add new items using a simple button click event and just a little snippet of jQuery. This applies to any JavaScript framework, but we're just going to use jQuery for simplicity here. And the key here to make the model binding work correctly is that the names for the input fields need to have the collection name, which is going to be kids, then our brackets, left bracket, our index, right bracket, dot, and then field name. So we're doing children.length because we need the next index. So the current length is going to be 2, when really, of course, our indexes start from 0, so the next one needs to be 2, so 0, 1, 2. So we don't have to do any other calculations, we'll just use the current length as the next index. And by using that, we'll then create that base name plus dot name plus dot age, and then that'll give us 2 new fields every time we click the button. So let's see this. So we got our 2 that return default. John and Sal, age 3 and 7. We're going to hit add to add a new one. We're going to call it Karen, age 12. And let's look at the actual HTML. So we can see here we have kids 2, which is the third index for dot name and dot age. And if we want to look at the previous ones, we'll have 0 and 1. So let's look at the first one, should be 0. So you'll have kids 0 dot name. And then so we're going to do our save. We're going to make sure it gets to the back end when we post. So all we're doing is we're posting the view model here. You could just post the kids collection, but we're going to post the whole view model this time. And now we have our kids count of 3, with our third one being age 12 and Karen, which is the one we added. And we're just going to turn them to the screen. What makes this work correctly is the binding is looking for, when you're doing a collection, is looking for the field name, or the collection name, bracket, index number in the bracket, dot, field name. And it does not matter where on the page these are, because the model binding doesn't care when it tries to actually bind these to the actual model. They can come in any place, it doesn't matter. You could use hidden fields, any type of input fields, and they'll be bound to the actual collection in the back end. I'll put this code up on GitHub and put it in the description. Please like and add any suggestions or comments. This is the first video. I plan to do plenty more. Thank you.